Hey Budget fam, it's Jordan from Jordan Budgets. Today we are going to be doing a mini cash stuffing. I have $147 here that we're gonna stuff into our 1 month ahead binder. We're also gonna be talking about the fact that I am a renter. If you are not new to the channel, that might be kind of news to you, and I just wanna chat a little bit and explain myself a little bit there. But before we do those things, I do want to show you a couple of new products in the shop. So if you don't know me, hi, hello, my name is Jordan. I have an Etsy shop and I have jordanbudgets.com where you can find everything that you see in my videos is in my own shop. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody who supports me. I'm gonna run through these things rather quickly, but there are just a few products that have launched over on the website. First is this travel savings. These little travel stamps match up perfectly to the little stamps here. There's a key at the bottom, so there's 32 of these little stamp icons. You decide how much money you need to save, and then you kind of do the math to figure out what each little travel stamp represents. This itself is a removable mat sticker, and these are removable mat stickers here. So you can place this in a planner or on a notebook or like wherever you want to hold this, or you could easily slide it into a notebook and just use it without sticking it down. But this itself is a sticker. I like to put it in my Hobonichi Weeks planner, and then those are stickers, like I said, as well, to match up with this. So that is number one. The other new products are, this is a monthly savings challenge. This design is called Coffee and Comfort, which I think is so, so cute. So this is the Coffee and Comfort 1 month savings challenge. It's, by the end of it, you save $500 if you put $1 in on the first and $2 in on the second, and so on. By the end of it, you have $500. These monthly challenges are really popular in my shop. I do want to take a moment to note too that this cover is just blank. I'm kind of testing out how you guys like that. It usually says monthly challenge on it, but this is blank. So if you're not using it as a monthly challenge, it's not screaming monthly challenge at you. You could put a sticker over where it says monthly challenge if you just really wanted to, but you don't have to use this as a 1 month challenge. You could easily break this up however you want to. So I just wanted to mention that. And the monthly challenges always come with 3 of these trackers, so that you could use it 3 different times with the tracker. And then of course these little mini cards, you don't have to write on those at all. So you can use them 100 times and they're gonna stay just the same. It has a divided page, so you can easily kind of slip in $29 here and 30 here, and it doesn't like mingle together. This one comes in the disc bound, which is what this is, or the ring bound. So I wanted to show you guys that. And then before I show you the Coffee and Comfort monthly binder, because that's really what we're gonna do in this video, let me first show you the 52-week savings. This is a yearly challenge, which is also very popular in my shop, but this is the very first one that I've created that is more of a general template. It's not themed for holiday savings or for cruises or vacation or whatever. Of course, none of my 52-week savings challenges say like this is for a cruise or this is for travel, but all of my other ones are kind of themed. Like it has pets on it. Well, it's really llamas, but it has llamas, or it has reindeer, or like a graduation cap. This, you know, it's more a general design with the flowers. So I think I'm gonna actually use this for winter savings, but if you like this, let me know. If you like having a more general theme that you can use for anything, let me know. Or if you, I guess if it sells well, then I'll create more like this, where it's just a pattern and not kind of more themed. It does come with 1 tracker for a 52-week savings challenge. The idea is that you start it a year ahead, and then on the first week you're putting in $1, second week you're putting in $2. By the end of it, you do put in $52, $51, like the amount grows. But the idea is that as you get closer to that event, you're more easily able to put money towards that, because it's kind of like your next big coming thing, right? So I think you guys will see me cash stuff this in future videos. That is also now listed. Now let's get into what we're actually gonna cash stuff, and let me show you the design for this one. So these are both bill binders. I said 100 times this week, I'm not gonna change, I'm not gonna change, I'm not gonna change. And here we are, I'm about to change my binders. I really wanted to stick with this one and just see it through, and then I could change design, because this one, I mean, we kind of freshly, not too long ago, started it. So there's really no point in switching it, except for the fact that I want to. But y'all, coffee is my love language. Like, I love coffee so much, and this coffee and comfort design just screams what I'm about, right? It's got coffee, it's got books, it's got cute little candles. I'm very excited about this one. You can of course get the cover to say August or be left blank. I'm using the one that says August for now, but at some point I might switch it for the blank one. And then this is what it looks like. So it has all the same categories as all of my bills binders. They're all, the insides are all the same. It's really just the design that is changing. And I thought, since we had such a low cash stuff week, because we are only putting money into this bills binder, I thought we would go ahead and chat, because I want to chat with you guys about some things while we move the money over, fill in the trackers here, and put in our new $147 like to add into this. Okay, so before we start switching money around, let's go ahead and count this cash. Make sure we have 147 to cash stuff today. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $147, which is exactly what I thought it was gonna be. We are going to do a bit of chatting, catching up today, and we'll talk a little bit about what I'm doing here. But if you're confused about any of my bill binder stuff, watch my past videos, because I do a good job do I do a good job? I think I do a good job of typically like talking through exactly what I'm doing. But I think as we get really chatty today about rent and life and stuff, I might be a little distracted. First, I know I need to pick a new color for the binder. Let's go with a light pink and see how that shows up just as we track here. So what I'm doing is moving this money over, filling in the tracker, and adding what we need to for the week to get 1 month ahead. Off camera, I'm kind of pulling out my planner too to remember what I put in. Oh wait, I don't need my planner. I started to say I need my planner to tell me what to put in what, but that's what the key is for. So I do need my highlighter and a pen so that I can write, like fill in my trackers. I'm gonna lower you guys just a little bit so I can fill in the trackers over here, but I think we're good. So if you're interested in this design, it is the Sand and Sun. And then again, this one is the Coffee and Comfort that just launched today. So there's absolutely no reason to change binders except for the fact that I wanted to. So let's just keep that clear. So for housing, we're gonna add what's over here and then add in this week's money as well. Okay, so for every $40, we add, we get to color in a tracker. 120, 40, 60, 80, 200, 220, 40, 4, 8, 12. Perfect. Is that color cute or is it too strong? I don't know. It might be too much. Oh, I like the blue better. Okay, so we're gonna go with the blue. We're just gonna try to ignore that one red house. How are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments. I always love chatting with you guys, catching up with you guys. How is your week going? I hope things are going well in your world. Things are going well here. The boys and I have had a very like at home week, which is strange for us. We are typically go, go, go. But I think we're all enjoying it. I've been getting to catch up a lot on work, clean up the house. It was a much needed, I want to say week off, but you know, I mean, I'm still working, but like a week off from chauffeuring and kind of going all over the place. So it has been a good week for us. So housing is now filled out. I'm probably gonna have to get a tracker, like print myself a new tracker, because that pink house might drive me crazy. We shall see. Electric, let's fill out our little tracker down here. Okay, so let's get to it. What you guys are probably most interested in. Yes, I'm still renting. I am still renting. I'm renting for my parents. I hope that you guys will accept this information with the most grace. And I think that you guys will, because you're usually pretty kind to me. Like 99.5% of you guys are really kind to me. So I hope that you will hear this information with open ears, but I've been renting this whole time. I have been hesitant to say anything because I didn't want you guys to think there's some kind of like big drama and some reason that things kind of fell apart as far as me purchasing. Let me back up a step. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're gonna have to like, I'm very open on my channel about like what's going on in life. So I think this information might be hitting people kind of different because it's not like me to mislead information or to say something and it be false. But because this information involved other people, I've been very hesitant to talk about it. Let's back up a step, okay? Because I'm not really sure how to how to say all this without saying too much, because it's not all my business, right? The only reason I moved to Iowa is because we had this kind of family plan. I would have never moved here had we not had this family plan, which I think is why it's been like I haven't talked about it, because I made that very clear to you guys, to everybody. Like, we had this whole plan of getting a family property. We were gonna have like a little hobby farm. Like, we had a dream, right? We had a hope and a dream, and I was confident it was gonna come through. But this dream and plan involved my parents' family, my family, meaning like me and my boys, and my brother and his family. Electric, we added 15, so we should have 30, 60. Let's see, 20, 40, 50, 60, 15, 15, 30, 45, 60, 20, 40, 50, 65, 70, 75. Oh, okay, so we get to color in one more for electric. 75 for electric, so that's off to a great start. We need to, let's see, we need to add $30 to groceries to keep us on track here, to total $800 by the time this whole tracker is filled out. So let's pull 20, 30. So that was like, that dream for like the whole family was the hope and the dream and the goalpost for a year and a half or so before we even moved and left Mississippi. As soon as I moved here to Iowa, it became very apparent, for reasons I won't get into because it's not like business of my own, right? It was known immediately that like that wasn't going to happen. So here I was, like, I had moved to Iowa, I had moved all of my stuff here, I had moved the boys here, and then it was obvious that, like, what am I doing here? Like, well, why did I come, right? But again, I didn't want to chat with you guys about it at that point because it was also fresh to me. It was a bit traumatic. The move itself was traumatic because I moved the boys away from like their friends. I moved away from my best friends. So I just kind of kept going along with that same narrative, and didn't just do that on the channel. I did that internally. Like, I wasn't necessarily lying to you guys. I think I was more lying to myself that everything was still gonna fall together, you know? So I spent a good year kind of telling myself, like, things aren't working out at this point, but they're gonna work out to where I own. I'm probably over explaining this, but I really just want you guys to understand that, like, I wasn't trying to lie to you guys. Let's see, we're at 30, 60, 90, 120, 369, 150. I think we should have 150, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 130, 40, 50. Yes, 150 towards groceries for our 1 month ahead. So basically my brain never like caught up to what was reality. And I was just kind of saying like, yeah, we bought a home, because in reality, my parents bought a duplex here. And then in reality, my parents bought property here. And in my head, like, it was all going to work out to where I did eventually own. I've got these out of order, so it's confusing me. And it never did. And to be completely fair, which again, I'm not sharing details out of respect for everybody else. This is 2 other homes that we're dealing with, but I will say my mom's reason though, because my mom's reason is me. She doesn't want me to own with her because I have, again, getting very vague because I don't want to like get in the weeds with all of this, but my protective order recently-ish expired for my ex-husband, and things were serious enough in that situation for me and the kids to get a protective order in the first place, right? So luckily he's been out of the picture. If he's watching, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, I don't pursue child support or pursue anything with him in any way as long as he leaves us alone. But my mom has a fear that something is going to happen to me and then she's going to be stuck being neighbors with somebody, you know, that's not me. If I legally own it, which, to be fair, 100% get. Like, I do not blame her for that at all. Phones, each phone represents $6, totaling $73. So we will leave the conversation kind of there, but I do want to kind of re-emphasize, like, yes, I am renting. I have been renting the whole time. There was a long time here on this channel where I was saying, you know, I'm paying towards the mortgage. And in my brain, it was like, because I've been paying towards a family mortgage, it's towards my mom's mortgage. That has meant something to me, but I was kind of being delusional about the whole situation because I want to own a house, y'all. And so I've been trying to convince myself that paying towards my mom's mortgage is going to make me happy and that it's somehow mine, you know, and that's just not the case. Like, it's not the case at all. And it wasn't until March of this year, I went back to Mississippi and I was chatting with a friend and she was kind of telling me, you know, like, oh wait, let me see. I need to transfer. I was like, what am I doing? Let me transfer this money over. And then we need to add $6, 5, 6. So we should have $6, $12, $24 in here. 10, 15, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4. What? 6, 12. Oh, 24. Yeah, my math just sucks. So 6, 12, 24, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. $24 towards phones. I was in Mississippi. I was chatting with a friend and she was like, you know, plans didn't work out. That's okay. You haven't ruined your life. You haven't made any big decisions that are like, this is the end, you know? Because I've had a really hard transition with this move and I know you guys have noticed that. Some of you have even been commenting like, okay, it's been over a year since you've moved, so it's time to move on, which is, yes, true. But there's just so much more going on, right? Which again, I'm not gonna talk about, but I'm kind of talking about little bits of it, you know? But it was such a big move and it didn't work out and I just had my heart so set on certain things, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't until March that I really started coming to terms with like reality. And the reality is I'm not stuck here. I don't have a mortgage here. Do I even like Iowa? Or, you know, do I not like how the family stuff played out? Or do I not like Iowa? So I've honestly been doing so much better since March because it's occurred to me like, oh, I don't own here. I don't own here. I don't own a house. With that being said though, my kids are very happy here. And since March, I'm kind of like, do I even not like Iowa? Also, nobody owes me anything. You know what I'm saying? Like my family doesn't owe me anything. They're absolutely amazing. I gotta keep stressing, like this is no shame, especially my parents. They are absolutely amazing. And my brother and his wife, they just have their own life. You know, it's not anything bad. It's just not what I thought it was gonna be. But nobody owes me anything. So I can either make myself happy here or I can move, right? Let's see, each car represents $22. So we need to add 22. So I haven't made a video like this specifically for the fact that y'all know I'm a rambler. I'm also emotional as a human. And so I don't want anybody to perceive anything in a negative way. Nobody come after anybody. Everything is truthfully fine here. My boys love it here as far as like they love having their grandparents and being on the same property as their grandparents. It has just mentally taken me a while to catch up to like what in the world happened, where are we, what is going on? And I feel like a good spot now too. We do have a 1 bedroom 1 bath, which I think for a little while I was calling it a 2 bedroom 1 bath, but that was again me being like hopefully naive and delusional because one of the rooms is really more like a large closet, which is how we use it now. The boys keep their toys in one of the rooms and they have the other bedroom. I sleep out in the living room. And for their ages and where we're at now, it works perfectly fine. Long term though, we need something bigger. Does that mean we're gonna build onto this house? Does it mean we're gonna move somewhere else here in Des Moines? Does it mean we're gonna move somewhere else completely? At this point, I don't know. Let's go ahead and count this really quick. 22, 42, 62, 4, 6, 8. $88 is what we should be at. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. $88 towards getting a month ahead on the car. I don't know what our future looks like. And for, I guess since March, that part is what's really been stressing me out. So around March, I was like, okay, this is my reality and it's not bad. And I know I'm probably over explaining to some of you, you probably want more details. I don't know. It's kind of, I think in a lot of ways I have overreacted to the situation, but I hope that you will also keep in mind that, you know, I had a really terrible marriage, and then when my boys were born, when my second was born, both of my boys were diagnosed with a chronic kidney and liver disease. So like I'm not somebody who's coming in with a clean slate of like stability. You know what I'm saying? So like I will consider myself like an adventurous, happy, like look at the positive, like I will consider myself that person. But the move was a bit traumatic for me. So I think it just triggered so much. Like I think I am in some ways, or have been, an unreliable narrator. If you read a lot, you know what I mean? Like when the narrator is taking you on a story, or like the main character is taking you on a story, and then you find out later in the journey that like they misread that situation. That's not really what happened. I kind of feel like I have labeled myself a little bit as an unreliable narrator these last couple of, this last year. And I feel like I'm finally like coming back, you know? Which again, sounds a little bit dramatic, but if you understand where I'm coming from, you understand where I'm coming from. If you don't, you don't get it. You know what I mean? Like I can't do anything about that. I'm just trying to share the foundation of where I'm at, because I'm typically very honest and open on this channel, and I do my best to be that way. Because I mean, this is a budget channel, but I also share a lot of my life here. Let's see, insurance, we're gonna add $5. So we get to color in 3 spots. But coming around to say, to kind of wrap this up, we are completely fine here. My parents are amazing. My boys love it here. They are actually probably at my parents' house right now while I'm filming this. So like as a single mom, this is probably the best setup I could ask for at this stage in life. But there's just such a huge part of me that is like, I don't want to live in a 1-bedroom, 1-bath for my life. You know what I mean? Like I don't want this to be my full story. I'm a pretty ambitious person. But for the season of life we have been in, because I've been homeschooling and working from home, like for the season of life we've been in, this has been perfect for us this last year. For the next year or two, it's probably going to continue to be a good setup for us. What is going on? Where's my... What did I do, y'all? I just put this in here. Okay, that was weird. When I tell you guys that my kids are like copy and paste of my mom and dad, one of my kids is literally same personality as my mom. The other one is same personality as my dad, just like to their nature. Of course, they're all individual people, but like their natures, their hobbies, their mannerisms, they all get along so well. And I get along with my parents so well. They're all like, my parents are healthy people. It's been good. So I've kind of rambled a lot and taken you guys on this journey. And I have been hesitant to make a video like this because I don't want anybody to perceive any of this in a negative way. It's just, have you ever tried to blend 3 families and get them all on the same mission? It's apparently pretty impossible. Lesson learned. And again, who knows, in a few years time, I might decide that this is what I want. I'm at a point where I'm just like, I don't really even know what I want, but it's okay. I don't have to figure that out at this exact moment. But 2 things can be true at once. Like this can be a perfect setup for my kids and my family for the season of life, but do I have to want this for my forever? No. We're adding $3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. $12 towards subscriptions. And I'm also probably over explaining this for the fact that I have been for a year trying to convince myself that this is what I want. This is my forever. I'm gonna stick it out because I said I was gonna move here and I'm sticking to our plan. Well, the plan isn't at all what it was supposed to be, you know? So I'm allowed to make different decisions. And I don't know that I will really ever talk about this again, like on this channel. So if you see somebody in the comments saying, wait a second, I thought you bought a house, send them to this video so I don't have to keep explaining myself. Let's see, debt 1 is $45, debt 2 is $400. But this is a perfect spot for us to be, and what I don't need to waste any energy this year trying to figure out like, well, where do you want to be in 2 years? Where do you want to be in 3 years? I don't have to figure that out, because you know what I need to focus on this next year is getting my kids in school. This kind of plays into the like stop being delusional side of things. I have been a single working mom who homeschools for the last 4 years. That's a weird thing to do, y'all, and it's a very hard thing to do. I do have my parents around, but my parents don't take them to sports stuff. They don't take them to homeschool meetups. They don't do the parenting stuff. I'm one person. I'm always kind of like, why can't I keep a clean house and keep work going consistently and do, because I'm one person. So I need to stop being so delusional about the fact that I am one person renting a tiny home from my parents, and what do I actually want my life to look like, and what are the steps I need to take to get there? Well, first off was recognizing what my situation is, you know, and we've done that. We've finally done that. Like I recognize my place in the world and kind of like how things are going, right? Did I take, yeah, let's take this out, and that might be the rest of our money. We just need to catch up one more thing. Step 1 was kind of recognizing like what's actually going on around me. Step 2 is kind of what do I actually want? What's important to me? Well, what's important to me this next year is one, getting my kids in school so I can work and build my business and this channel, which is all very important to me. Would I prefer to continue homeschooling them? Yes, I love homeschooling them. I love that they get to have the freedom that they want. Is it practical as a single mom? Maybe for some. For me, it has been for a while, but I'd say this last year it hasn't been practical. I just didn't know. I was new to the area, so I wasn't like sure what to do, you know? So we just continued on. But I will say, I think I homeschooled for a year too long. It was not good for me, which is in turn not the best choice for them. But you live and you learn. That was just, I'm heading in the right direction, right? So I'm getting them in school, which is gonna give me more time to work and build this business and do stuff that I want to do, which brings joy into my life. And then also, I would love in this next year to really tackle debt, which is something we're gonna talk about on this channel, which I don't think I've really opened up a lot about. I know I've told you guys I have debt. Let's count this actually. We should have 20, 2, 4, 60, 72, 78. If I just math that in my head, wow. We should have $78, I think. 2, 4, 6, 65, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78. Yes. So we have $78 towards bills. For me is a couple of debts and parking and gas for the car. So I don't think I've really talked about like the numbers for debt, which I would like to do on this channel. Again, just as a framework, a starting point of like, where am I really at? So there has been a lot of debt that has accrued this last year for me. One, most of it is business debt and moving debt, which a lot of that moving stuff is from moving business stuff. So truthfully, a lot of it is just business debt, right? And then car debt. And some of the debt is just on stuff, trips, things that we've done this last year as I've tried to navigate, dare I say, like depression. As I've been just depressed and upset this last year, some spending has happened. So I haven't chatted with you guys about debt, like the specifics of it, but we can get into that in another video. We're gonna put $10 into our $20 savings, which doesn't make any sense yet, but we won't color in any of this until we have another 10. And I have also, again, been hesitant to chat about this because my channel, everybody's life is hard, right? And I feel like life has been hard as a whole for the planet the last couple of years, the last 4 years. So I don't wanna bring like negativity onto the internet because you guys have your own stuff to deal with. And I also don't want you guys to worry about me because that would make me really sad. If I feel like you're worried about me, that's not gonna be helpful to me. So don't worry about me, I'm fine. We are fine. I'm actually very, very excited. I feel like for the first time in years, I'm starting to really map out and think about like, what is important to me? What kind of mom do I wanna be? How do I wanna show up? If I'm just thinking about myself and my kids, like what does it look like, right? I do have, this is kind of random, but we're all like deep and mushy in this video anyway. So I'll go ahead and read it because you guys don't usually get this side of me, again, because I like to be not this side of me. But I'm going to, I did write kind of a, you know how people have like a word of the year? I created myself a little like motto or mission statement. I actually want to do this now for work. For work too, I'm trying not to show you guys my planner because, here, let me take this. I'll take the full schedule on this side, so I don't want you guys to see it. I created a mission statement for myself in keeping with the whole, like, I feel like I've gotten away from myself and I don't know what my purpose is or my mission is as a mom or where we should be or whatever. I was like, what is important to me as a mom? Like, what is my goal? Is my goal to like settle down into a 1-bedroom, or maybe settling into a 1-bedroom long-term helps me achieve other goals? So I'm just kind of in this current state of trying to figure out what I'm doing. I don't know. Is this a midlife crisis, y'all? I have also thought that at several points this last year, like maybe this is a midlife crisis, just like the mom version. Anyway, I created this statement. Feel free to take it or modify it if these things are important to you. But I just thought, like, what is important to me? And my things that are most important to me are being compassionate, being courageous instead of like letting these new adventures and things intimidate me, because that's kind of where I've been this last year, is like getting out of routine and stuff has been really upsetting, and I haven't bounced back from it, or I hadn't for a while. And being joyful, like creating joy for myself and my kids. So I created this little thing for 2025, a mission statement for myself. Again, I would like to create one of these for work too, but this is really my sort of like motherly mission statement. One more note, in creating this, I kind of thought of like, where do I feel like I really value, but also I'm not hitting the mark. I haven't been prioritizing, or I'm not doing the best at. So keep that in mind as I say this. This is kind of like a goal to myself as well, right? I am a strong, loving mom, committed to raising my boys with compassion, courage, and joy. I lead by example, embracing growth, welcoming change, and saying yes to adventure. I am intentionally building a life of financial freedom, creating new streams of income, making smart, bold moves that elevate our future, and I believe in the power of experiences, including travel, to expand our world and deepen our bond. Each day, I show up with purpose, resilience, and the belief that we are worthy of abundance, freedom, and a life we love. And I just wrote this the last like week or so, and it's something that I want to read daily and just kind of remind myself, like, this is our mission. Does this particular trip or friend group or experience, does it align with what I'm trying to do? Am I spending money on trips, or am I spending money on something here local that's like repetitive and safe? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I creating adventure, or am I trying to recreate old comforts, So I don't know. I know this has been a very rambly video and possibly a lot. I hope not though. I hope that you guys aren't holding any of this against me. I've truly been doing my best, and I am typically very, very transparent. That is that. Let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see from me next. I've already pre-filmed a like grocery haul I want to share with you guys. Maybe we'll do a debt update or like recap kind of soon, because that is a big goal of mine, to get that tackled as much as we possibly can in this next year, while still prioritizing my mission statement ideas, and like what's important to me. So anyway, we will chat again very soon. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know in the comments. If you stayed all the way to the end, will you give me a heart emoji down at the bottom? If you have any questions, or I did not clarify something, feel free to ask below. Not a guarantee I will dive into it, depending on what the question is, but I know that my videos can sometimes be rambly. I don't predetermine how I'm gonna say stuff, which I should probably do that. So if anything was super unclear, please definitely ask me down below. But anyway, that is it for today. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, yeah, you with the dream so bright. We're saving together, taking on the fight. Coins and cash, making it last.